What do you want to be when you grow up? It's a question we ask our children many times when they're young. It can be overwhelming and frustrating for both children and parents trying to guide them towards a future career. Here in the Mill Creek Township School District, our Career Pathways program is designed to point your child in the right direction. Career Pathways are broad groupings of careers that share similar characteristics and common interests, strengths, and competencies. Through a variety of self-assessments, all students will select a career pathway beginning in 9th grade to serve as the basis for the student's preparation of a personal learning plan. The personal learning plan will guide the student's course selections and reflect the whole of the student's high school experience. Career Pathways provide a context for learning for all students, whether they are aiming for entry-level training and employment after high school or for a professional degree position after college and graduate school. Pathways also will provide some smaller learning community identity for all students within a pathway.
Well, we want to provide students the very best opportunity through high school that we can possibly provide them to excel once they graduate, whether they choose to enter the workforce directly after high school, or whether they go into the military or go on to a 2-year career or technical training school or a 4-year university type degree. We want them to have a reason for making that choice by the time they graduate. So we believe that by providing a foundation for our curriculum that's kind of settled on the career pathway model, that every course at McDowell High School connects to several pathways.
In recent years, the Mill Creek Township School District has begun the Freshman Seminar class, where career pathway exploration begins. The Freshman Seminar serves to not only help students adjust to high school, but also gets them started thinking about their career interests and goals.
Okay, Freshman Seminar is a great class that's an entry-level class for students to make that transition. And when we were studying high school reform, what we found out was that students that have a smooth transition from middle school to high school tend to do a lot better. So that's how we began to think about Freshman Seminar, and we looked at a course and we based this course on research on what students needed to transition.
During Freshman Seminar, students will also learn study skills that help them in their transition to high school. They also take different types of personality tests to better gauge their interests, and from there, each student's pathway begins to form.
So that's part of what we do in Freshman Seminar and the Career Pathways is help guide them. We absolutely do not expect them to figure out what they want to do when they're in 9th grade, but we want them to kind of take a look at their interests and start to explore. And part of what we're doing in Homeroom Mentoring and Freshman Seminar and Career Pathways is helping these students explore and refine what their interests are, so that as they do matriculate through to graduation, they're a little more clear on what it is that they want to do.
I think it's really important, I guess if you liken it to the expression of planting the seeds, okay? So I would compare it to that. So you plant the seed in 9th grade. Personally, I don't expect them to have it all done by the end of Freshman Seminar. They're not going to. But I think the more often that they hear the message and at least consider, oh, that's right, I'm in high school because later on I'm going to have a job. Or later on, I'm going to choose a major in college. That's why I'm here, is to learn the sort of the foundation to go on later. I'm not in high school for the sake of high school. I'm in high school because I'm going to do something beyond high school.
Pathway coordinators serve as resources to the faculty and students, providing information about connections to the community and their specific career area. Coordinators can identify businesses and agencies to serve as speakers, field trip sites, training and educational opportunities, internship and job shadowing, and other resources. They can assist in advising students or answering questions about some careers in that pathway, and refer students to others who can answer questions.
As a pathway coordinator, there are 5 of us. We meet every month and discuss different things that come up through the year. Right now we are currently updating, as we do every year, our pathway booklet. And for example, in my pathway last year, we had 2 new electives that came through science and updated that. We are also in charge of community connections, getting speakers to come in on Tuesdays from different areas. And we also do a presentation in December to the entire freshman class, leadership and ROTC. All freshmen are in one of those 3 classes. And and we present our pathways to them.
Career pathway coordinators are committed to the concept of the pathways and consistently strive to find new ways to communicate with students about the advantages and opportunities provided in the pathway program.
While other schools may offer services and similar programs to the career pathway model that we have here at McDowell, what's unique about McDowell's program is the fact, because we are a large high school and we have a large faculty and a large student body, we have a tremendous amount of resources available within each of the career pathways. The students have a large number of like-minded students that are similar to them, whereas in a small school you may be the only student interested in a particular field of study. Here at McDowell, it's very unlikely that you would be the only student pursuing a particular kind of a future.
I think it's a huge asset, and I think as we continue to grow and evolve and develop, because we're a new program, that it's even going to get better. But I think our 5 career pathway coordinators do a phenomenal job, and their heart's in the right place, number one, and number two, they know exactly where they need to be, and they work together as one full team to help students.
The Arts and Communications pathway is for creators, individuals who enjoy seeing ideas come to life. This pathway is about expressing your ideas in new ways. The pathway of Arts and Communications consists of programs related to the humanities and the performing, visual, literary, and media arts. Students who enjoy artistic, innovative, or intuitive interests, or display verbal, visual, and/or musical skills might consider this pathway.
We're really taking this seriously, and one of the ways we're doing this is through Freshman Seminar. As soon as students enter the 9th grade, they are getting some exploration with this right away. So they're learning what career pathways are. So starting them early, I would say, is one of the biggest things.
With any pathway, cooperation between the students and parents is essential to the child's success. Good communication between the students and their parents will lead to better decision-making throughout the high school experience.
The child comes home with a thick scheduling booklet and this paper that's got to be filled out in so many days. And then the student also has a list of goals that they might want to achieve. Maybe they've picked their pathway. So then the parents and the child have to pick through all these electives and determine, all right, how am I going to meet that career goal? Well, what are some electives that I can take? That's a really important thing, because the parents maybe have one idea of what they want to do, and the child has another, but it's important that they both understand that.
The Business, Finance, and Information Technology pathway provides learning opportunities for students interested in careers in the general field of business, including marketing, sales, finance, accounting, information technology, and business management.
We would try to guide them through their electives, through the courses that they want to take in high school, to try to reach the goals that they set for themselves, whether it be college that they want to go to or a career that they're interested in. We would try to guide them through that. We would give them opportunities to possibly job shadow, go to an internship where they would actually get on-the-job experience, work in the field, out in the careers that they might be interested in. We offer field trips to different local businesses where they would get to see, again, what is actually happening in the career place. They would get examples of what goes on a day-to-day basis. Along with that, we also have people from the community, from different businesses, come into our classrooms. They speak to the students again about what's really involved on a day-to-day basis in this career. Is it something that you might be interested in, or is it something different than what you originally thought and you might want to go in a different direction?
Students enrolled in this pathway will be exposed to a wide variety of jobs, from skill-based careers such as medical secretaries, web designers, and restaurant managers, to careers that require a minimum 4-year degree such as CPA, software engineers, pharmaceutical sales, database administrators, and insurance sales agents.
We are definitely not trying to make kids select something that they're going to be stuck with their entire high school career or beyond that even, but just to start exploring, to see, again, is this something that I am going to be interested in for the long term, or is this something I might want to change? You can change year to year, explore many different career fields, explore many different options. It's important to get that started now. For example, I went to college, started as a restaurant manager, went into accounting, and then became a teacher. And took me a long time to get to where I wanted to go. If I could have started that process earlier, possibly I could have got into the career field that I really enjoyed a little bit sooner, a little bit earlier in my own career. And so it's never too early to get started. It's never too early to start exploring. Not everybody's going to go to a four-year college, and that's perfectly okay. And with the career pathways, we do point out different careers from entry level through skilled level and then on to a professional level, which would require the four-year college. But we're definitely not pushing everybody into the college pathway. There are electives you can take that are going to guide you into helping you get a position right out of school, an entry-level position. There are classes that we can have the students take that will guide them into a skilled level position, kind of a second-tier career level. So, there's technical schools out there. There's all kinds of options for the students.
The Human Services pathway is designed to cultivate interests, skills, and experiences and connect education with the world of work. Commonly, careers in human services provide for families and serve human needs.
I believe, and the research tells us that the students are really very successful when they have a pathway. I think because they're focused, they see a relevance to what they're doing. Math isn't just math anymore. If they know why they're taking the math, then they participate more, they're more involved. It does make what they're doing here at McDowell much more relevant, and therefore they are involved, engaged, and then successful. And that happens, that has been proven with the research. The grades go up, and I think it gives them a real solid idea of what they want to do. A lot of our students say, I want to be a nurse, and then they find out that they don't like blood or they don't like working with people. So it provides them a background so that they can make some really good decisions about post-secondary education.
Many occupations included in this pathway are in the following focus areas: education, early childhood development, counseling and mental health services, family and community services, personal care services, and consumer services. The recommended pathway electives are to be used as a guide that will serve and support the preparation of a personal learning plan, which will be frequently updated and used to make informed career plans that best fit the individual's skills and interests.
Our students have these really big ideas that they want to be a professional baseball player and things like that, and when they find out everything that it entails, they find out what the odds are, maybe they realize they can't do that, but they realize that there's a lot of careers that are still involved with the athletics. Kids who say they want to be a rock star, they find out that there's a lot of careers involved in the engineering and all of that with the entertainment business, and so they see that they're not just limited to that one big dream that they have, but that there are a lot of things they can still be involved in.
It doesn't have to be a positive outcome saying, yes, this is the career for me. If a student, and I've had a handful of students say, wow, I didn't know that this career entailed this much work, or this was part of their job, this is not something I want to pursue, that is just as important as learning it is something that they want to pursue.
For students who enjoy discovering how things are built or like designing things based on scientific knowledge and calculations, then the engineering and industrial technology pathway is a good bet.
We're really lucky here at McDowell. We have a wide range of courses. We have everything from probability and stats, which is directly related to engineering, to electrical wiring, to C++ programming. So we really have a whole wide range of courses that the students can be taking as electives here at McDowell. One of our focus areas, especially in the engineering pathway, is the students' ability to not just major in a 4-year or 2-year program, but to go right into the workforce and have some courses that they've taken here at McDowell that can help them in their career, whether that's going to be a mechanic or whether that's just going to be maybe a technician somewhere. They have some skills that they can actually apply to a career, and we kind of help them focus down those courses. And that's really what we're here to do, is to expose them and focus them down on the courses that they're interested in and guide them so they know how to apply that and how it's going to help them down the road.
I've done various designs for activities here and there. I've done t-shirt designs here at McDowell, and I've done a lot of logos. I also designed the website for our robotics team. So been able to do that with graphic design and integrate it into little things that I do here and there.
With a broad spectrum of courses and electives offered, including aerospace science, metalworking, and principles of engineering and computer integrated manufacturing, students can excel and grow in many facets of engineering and technology.
I think it's really important to have a really good foundation, because if you don't get yourself off to a good start, you have to work twice as hard to catch up where everyone else is later on. So I've been pushed to work my hardest on things, pushed to develop my skills in areas where need be, and also hone my skills in on areas. And like with graphic design, being able to work with these companies and do designs for the school as well has let me keep working with it and not just give up on it. My skills don't get dull that way.
The Science and Health pathway is designed to foster a student's interest in physical, life, or behavioral sciences. This pathway is extremely broad, encompassing a variety of careers.
We kind of feel that career pathways is education with a purpose. They're not really picking their careers at 14 years old, which is a common misconception. They're taking a few tests, they're deciding what their interests are in, and if they're picking science and health, then they pick that pathway. And then within that pathway, they are taking electives towards that means. It could be a doctor, it could be a sports trainer, but it's just in that pathway. So they're not locked into a career, they're just being guided by their interests.
At Asbury Woods, every day I go in, I feed the animals. We have snakes, lizards, frogs, and I'm in charge of cleaning them and feeding them. I also write teacher plans for teachers to use, and then I teach the kids about different things, like I'm doing a tracking lesson next week. We also do Maple Fest, and I learned how to tap maple trees to make maple syrup. We look at water samples to find different kinds of bacteria and fungus living in it. I think that's really interesting.
Overview categories of this pathway would include healthcare, scientific research, environmental studies, and bioinformatics. Each of these careers requires students to be literate in science, technology, and math. Additionally, students will need to be able to problem solve, innovate, invent, and think logically.
I really wanted to be a MPS worker. I went to school to be an EMT, and I went on a couple calls. I thought medicine just wasn't for me, but I still really liked the whole idea of health and medicine, and then I got the idea of working with animals instead, which really interests me, but I didn't want to go to vet school, so I thought biology was a better choice. I think it just gives students the time to actually think about what they want to do with their lives. You just go through high school and take the classes that you have to take. And I think it's interesting that we have the tutorial now, so we actually have time to actually think about what we want to do. We're not thrown into, oh, apply for colleges, and then you have no idea what you want to do. It's nice to have an idea.
Without the support of the local community, the Career Pathways program wouldn't be possible. Since its inception, dozens of businesses have come on board offering students the opportunity to job shadow or intern. It's this community partnership that ensures our students are getting every possible opportunity to learn and grow and make better, more informed decisions about their career.
A lot of businesses, as soon as you contact them, they'll get back to you and say, yeah, anytime you need us, just let us know what you need from us. We'll be glad to send a speaker in. We'll be glad to have you come visit our place. They're very supportive and want to jump on board and help us as much as they can.
We've had several students who were offered jobs at the end of their full-time jobs after the end of their internship. We've had a couple students who businesses told them after they're done with college to check back in with them. They would definitely highly consider them for a position. And we've also had students in colleges who are required to get internships throughout their college career. Their freshman year were able to get internships, and it was based upon them having an internship in high school.
It's so great working with these various companies, seeing what they do on an everyday basis and the technology that they've developed, and it really does build relationships where you want them to be for later on in life.
It really gives a connection for the students to the real world. That's what really makes the program work, is that they can see, here's what we're learning in school, here's how it's going to apply to the career that I'm going to. It really gives them the opportunity to make those connections, and it's important to have that in the local community so we can get students to want to be involved in the businesses here and stay in this community and help this community thrive.
For more information on the Career Pathways program, please contact McDowell Student Services at 836-6926.